cheese asparagus with Louisiana crawfish and crab in a crystallized beurre blanc sauce. It's going to be so good. The Kentucky Derby. Since I can't be at the Kentucky Derby today, I'm celebrating with a mint julep. And it's horrible, absolutely horrible. Yeah. First thing we're using is tempura batter. Now you can make your own tempura batter, or you can find the mix in your supermarket. And using the mix is just fine, it works just as well. We're going to start by adding a cup of the tempura batter into a mixing bowl. And since I'm using asparagus, I'm using a more oblong shaped bowl to dip the asparagus in. And to that is 3/4 of a cup of cold water. We're going to stir this together. And the mixture will be lumpy. And I've already washed and trimmed a pound of fresh asparagus. Now what we're going to do with the asparagus is we're going to kind of paint them with Philadelphia cream cheese. I already have some done right now. You can use regular Philly cream cheese, sun-dried tomato and basil, spinach and artichoke, or chive and onion. I've done a mixture here of the different types of cream cheese. And I have a little bit, I have one more just to show y'all how to paint the spears. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, after we've coated our asparagus spears, I have an electric skillet, and I've already have in here an inch thick of vegetable oil. We're going to turn this to 375. And I'm going to drizzle a little bit of sesame oil in there as well, just to give it a little bit more of a pungent flavor. While this is heating up to 375, we're going to make our beurre blanc. I have a saucepan and I have the oven on medium heat. You need a cup of white wine. A 1/4 of a cup of white wine vinegar. 2 tablespoons of finely minced shallots. And I know in a standard beurre blanc, you don't use minced garlic, but for our Louisiana beurre blanc, I'm adding a teaspoon of minced garlic. Now we're going to let that simmer at medium heat until it has reduced by 75 to 80%. Now that our beurre blanc has now reduced by 75 to 80%, what you would normally do now is turn the heat to low and start adding your butter. But I have a little trick. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. I'm going to whisk that in and let that reduce for 2 minutes. And the reason why we're doing this is the heavy cream helps stabilize the emulsification process, and then the incorporation of the butter will then work evenly. Therefore, the sauce will not break. And now with cold butter, we're going to whisk in 1.5 cups of unsalted butter, and only do about 4 chunks at a time. We've incorporated our butter. We're going to add in 4 ounces of cream cheese. And I'm using the regular brick cream cheese. And we're going to whisk that in just like we did the butter. Cream cheese has now melted in our beurre blanc. And we're going to season with some cracked sea salt. And I've diced 3 tablespoons of green bell pepper. And we're going to use 4 ounces of Crystal Louisiana hot sauce. And we still have it on low. It's not going to be thick like a Bernier sauce or a Hollandaise. So we've stirred in our Crystal hot sauce to our beurre blanc. And I have 6 ounces of crawfish tails. You can buy the frozen crawfish tails in the supermarket, that's fine. And I've seasoned them with some Louisiana Cajun seasoning. We're going to add the crawfish tails to our beurre blanc. And then also, we're going to add 4 ounces of jumbo lump crab meat. Stir that together. And we're going to let this simmer on low while we fry up our tempura asparagus. Okay, our oil is heated. We're going to take our asparagus spears, dip them in the tempura batter. And we're going to fry 4 to 5 at a time for 1.5 to 2 minutes. And then set them out and drain off some of the grease. And they fluff up really nice and crispy. We're just going to turn them over to the other side because we've cooked them halfway. Now when you add the asparagus to the heated oil, the temperature starts to lower. So in between each batch, you want to make sure that the heat gets back to 375. We're placing between 2 paper towels and drain off some of the grease. Now we're going to plate our asparagus. And they're yummy right now as they are, but the sauce is what really makes them. Now we have our beurre blanc. Just going to spoon over the top. Now it's time to eat one. With a fork. I would think it would be hot and spicy with all that hot sauce from the Crystal hot sauce, but it has more of a tangy and sweet taste to it. Well, this is I hope you enjoyed my appetizer today. This tempura fried cream cheese asparagus with a Louisiana crawfish and crab meat and a crystallized beurre blanc. So good and so yummy. I know y'all are going to love it. I'll see y'all next week when we do entrees again. Cheers!